Hey everybody, welcome back to Constructive Conversations. I'm Zach Daniel with Victorian Finance.
I'm Luke Barksdale with Viz 3D Space.
And Luke, man, what do you think about this new studio that we're in?
I'm loving it. It's a lot more space in here. I don't feel like I got a plant leaning over my shoulder. It's nice, but y'all keep an eye out. There could be some small tweaks over the next few episodes, but it's looking great.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm excited to jump into today's topic. So let's go ahead and get started.
Yeah. So welcome back to Constructive Conversations. This is going to be season 2, and in this season, we're really wanting to slow down and kind of actually watch the market instead of just reacting to the headlines. There's a lot of noise right now, a lot of crash talk, a lot of rate panic, a lot of election talk.
Mhm.
And most of it's not helping people make like real decisions. So today we're going to talk about just kind of really more where the market's at. And we're going to start nationally. Then we're going to zoom into Alabama. And then we're going to spend most of their time talking about North Alabama and especially Huntsville, mainly because that's just where we work and live every day.
That's right. And from the lending side, I think that is needed now more than ever. A lot of what we're seeing right now isn't people being unable to buy, but just that they're unsure. Fear is louder than reality, and buyers are nervous. But when you actually sit down and look at the numbers, a lot of deals still make sense. So I'm excited to talk through this from what's actually happening on the loan side of things. Nationally, lending hasn't stopped, it's just slowed down and matured. Buyers are more cautious, but they're not gone. They're asking better questions. They care about payment stability, long term affordability, and whether buying now fits their lifestyle. That's a healthier mindset to have than what we saw from a few years ago. Rates are part of the conversation, but they're not the only driver. Expectations are the bigger issue. A lot of buyers are still anchored to those 2020 and 2021. And once we set the expectations, deals start to work later.
Yeah, and, that lines up with what we're seeing in the real estate field and like the boots on the ground side of things, especially on the construction side. Homes, they're still selling. They're just not selling instantly.
Mhm.
We're not seeing panic offers, but we're also not seeing inventory just sit forever unless it's overpriced. Nationally, this feels more like a little bit of a reset than a downturn. And it's a market that rewards planning instead of just that emotional buying that we were seeing. A question that comes up a lot is what the administration is actually trying to accomplish with the housing policy. So, at a high level, this is about affordability and supply. We haven't built enough homes for a long time, especially entry level housing. And you can see that in Huntsville as well. And that shortage shows up everywhere. You're seeing, a lot of conversations, a lot of them around zoning reform, incentives for building, programs to help first time home buyers, all that stuff.
And from the lending side, those affordability programs matter because they don't change the price overnight, but what they do is lower the barrier for entry level. Down payment assistance, first time homebuyer programs, rate incentives, those help qualify buyers to get back into the market. But none of that works long term without more supply. Lending can help demand, but it cannot fix the shortage of homes itself. And most of that supply decision making happens logistically. In Alabama specifically, things are actually pretty steady. We still close loans consistently. Credit quality is strong, and buyers have tend to be on more conservative financially than in a lot of other states. We're not seeing risky lending behaviors, and we're not seeing people stretch themselves into just getting the house. It's a good sign. Alabama benefits from price points, and that still makes sense, even with higher interest rates.
Yeah, and that's why we're not seeing a lot of the same volatility here that you hear about in other parts of the country. We're kind of in a little bit of a bubble.
hmm Huntsville is where this really becomes a local conversation because demand hasn't gone away. From a lending standpoint, we're still seeing a very strong pipeline, especially tied to job growth. Defense, aerospace, tech, manufacturing, these are all stable and well paying jobs, and the buyers are coming in or planning to stay for a long time. What has changed is their behavior, though. Buyers are negotiating again. They are asking about rates, they're asking about buy downs, incentives, and long term strategies rather than just the monthly payment.
Yeah, and on the ground, that shows up in pricing and days on market. So homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, which is healthy. But sellers, they're gonna have to be realistic. There's no longer like pricing ourselves way, way high. Builders are more flexible. The market rewards people that understand it. Buyers, sellers, builders, lenders, and it kind of is punishing emotion right now. Fundamentals here are still strong, but you can't just throw a number at a house and expect it to work either.
Yeah, that's right. The biggest misconception I'm seeing right now is people waiting for the perfect market because that doesn't exist.
No,
There's only a market that works for your situation. If you're financially ready and planning to stay put, this market can still make a lot of sense for you.
yeah, especially here in North Alabama, the long-term fundamentals are still solid. The noise is more on a national level. Reality is local, and that's why we're going to be having these conversations. So, if you guys have any questions coming up concerning any of this and you want us this season to kind of break it down, whether it be rates, building, buying, selling, any of that stuff, send them our way. We're going to keep watching the market and breaking it down as it changes. And thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next episode of Constructive Conversations.